evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. You're laughing like crazy over there.
It's just because I'm looking, I'm like trying to like spy on this guy, but he's like saw me, so I'm like behind my own bush that I got for my birthday.
That's funny.
Yeah, they got me my own bush so I could hide in it. But they didn't know I was gonna hide in it. What even is that guy? Like a purple dragon monster thing?
Good evening, good evening.
Hello?
I'm on here tonight to talk about yesterday's protest and how all the interactions happened.
He's eating the binoculars.
What's happening, Nanny? I figured I'd come on here and talk about like how yesterday's protest went. And I watched, I appreciate you telling me about Garza reviewing it, because he had a very, very good breakdown. He did a good job on the breakdown of that, so that was cool. You know, one thing I wish he would have shown is my prayer for the people ahead of time, right? And but it was a lot of good interviews yesterday. That interview with Greg, like I was sitting there smoking bowls while I was talking to him, honestly. And I at one point I wish I wish I would have started out with going through the crowd first and then sitting down and talking to him. You know, because I think by the time I went through the crowd, it was like a little more died down or whatever. So I wish I would have went through the crowd a little bit first. Yeah, that was kind of one thing I thought of. But no, Garza is a good dude, and I really appreciate the high regard that he holds me in. Like that, it makes me feel really good that somebody sees me as that way, as being kind, and that's really more important to me than anything, is being kind, showing grace, showing understanding, things like that, you know, like that is more important to me than anything, you know, like I am for goodness, you know, I am for peace, I am for, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of, but so I appreciate Garza's interpretation of everything that you know, everything you're saying, and I appreciate that too, Annie. You know, like so one thing that I wish he would have shown, and I want to show it right now. I'm going to show my prayer that I said at the beginning of my stream. So I have to show it on this other phone, but yeah, let me hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me put my cigarette down. All right, so this is the prayer that I said at the beginning of the protest here. Like Greg sees me and stuff. So I'm gonna finish. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to pray. Okay, so hold on. All right, so before I go over there and interact with these people, I want to just take a moment And I want to thank you, God, for the opportunity to be able to interact with these people. And I hope it helps bridge the divide between the two sides in politics. And I hope whatever I can do, it brings glory to you, God. And also, God, I would like to thank you for this opportunity again, and providing me with the grace and the understanding, and please provide me with some patience and provide them with patience, God. And so when I come up, let them be touched by you, and let them feel your presence, God, when I come and speak with them, even just about simple things, and just let everything go good, God. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me in my life, and thank you again for this opportunity. In Jesus' name I pray, and thank you. Amen. Okay, so that right there, that is my goal when I go to these protests. I go there to bring our community together, and I don't think that there's enough people trying to do that. A lot of people are just done. They're like, I don't even want to talk to the other side. They're all the same, but you know what? The other side feels exactly the same way. You know, the same way we feel that the Overton window has shifted to the left, they feel the Overton window has shifted to the right. We're sitting in the same theater, watching the same movie, but we have two different outlooks on who the villain is. And it's really too bad. It really is too bad that it's that way. You know, I think that like I said one earlier this morning. It's like Peter Pan. Okay, there's some people that feel that Peter Pan is actually a bad guy. He's the one kidnapping all the kids from the orphanage and taking them to this secret island or whatever, or this like secret place, and tell them they were going to have magical powers and they'll fly and all this stuff. And then Captain Hook's the one that's trying to take him back. So some people think Captain Hook's the good guy trying to stop Peter Pan from kidnapping these kids from orphanages. So there are two different ways, but we're all sitting in the same theater watching the same movie, and we see different villains, you know? I don't know, but as far as yesterday goes, that conversation with Greg, I really, really appreciate him having that with me, because Greg and I butted heads definitely for a while, and but Greg and I definitely butted heads for a while, but I mean, Greg's a veteran, he says, so that's cool, and I respect that. I just have, like, I mean, he's been not so nice to me in the past. He's gone around telling people that I'm a problem, and like, me and Greg haven't had the greatest but I keep interacting with him, and I think that's what it is. I don't want to say I broke him down to the point where he's willing to have a conversation with. I think I've continued to speak with him to the point where him and I are able to have at least a dialogue. I respect Greg. He's committed. And but him and I had a problem in the past. But he didn't treat me nice. But you know what? I didn't give him a whole lot of respect either. So I mean, how much of that's on me? Like, and I'm willing to admit that. But like now me and Greg are able to have conversations, and respectfully disagree and touch different topics. And like he's really, really passionate about the billionaires. Like that's kind of his thing. And I'm not really up to all the hype on that. Like I don't know what all the we just want to hate billionaires. Well, I don't want to say that's how Greg is, but I don't want to misrepresent him. But um, I I don't understand all of that. Like, and he was trying to explain it to me, and to be honest, I was listening for the most part. I was also a little baked, so like when somebody just keeps talking when you're baked, you lose some of it. But I was able to go back and watch it after the fact, and there's things that he brought up that I wish I could have, I had arguments against, and I wish I would have been able to bring them up. But I honestly, I just wasn't completely prepared. But I mean, that's and it's all hindsight 2020. I'm sure Greg's watching back over it, and he's like, "Oh, I should have brought that up too." You know what I'm saying? And but we had a discussion about who are patriots or what are patriots, and he said it's people that love their country. And I said, okay, I would go even a step further and say it's people who love their country and they stand up a little bit for it, or they do just a little bit of something. And I said, not in the modern colloquial sense, are we with patriots, but like even the Democrats that are standing down there with signs, by dictatorial definition, are patriots. And I mentioned that, I don't want to discount what they're doing. They're standing up for what they believe in. That's cool. That is, I mean, that's the First Amendment right, and they have that right. I don't agree with them, but I do feel that I am glad that they're out there. I'm glad that they're speaking their minds. You know what I'm saying? And but that's the thing with me. Like, okay, let's go back to, let's look at the protest at the mall or whatever, where I got and I was around them other people. Those people, they're not interested in having conversations anymore. They've been to some of these more intense protests, and they're just like, nope, I'm done. I'm not having these conversations anymore. It's not worth it to me, and I respect that. I myself, I want to heal the community. I want people to be able to say, like, there is this guy that comes down and he's a Trump guy, but he's kind, he's respectful, he's friendly, like, so they're not always assuming every single Trump voter is just some big extremist maggot, whatever. Even the one guy I was talking to, Greg, he says to me, he says, like, would you describe yourself as a far right conservative? And I was like, no, absolutely not. No, not definitely. Those are yours. Yeah. But I said, I'm definitely not a far right conservative, like I said, I would call myself a disaffected liberal. And that's where, again, like we were talking about earlier, he mentioned he felt that the Overton window has shifted to the right, where I feel the Overton window has shifted to the left. You know, but I do feel that more people have been becoming conservative lately. And I think that's because they're done with the woke shit. We're done having to watch our P's and Q's and being like, oh, we're hateful if we say this and blah, 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 blah. It just, we're tired of it. Like, I've been called every name in the book, a Nazi, a fascist, all that stuff. I don't even fucking care anymore. I don't even care. I don't even care. Call me whatever. You know? But yeah, this is, I don't know. Those are kind of my thoughts on, but as far as it goes, there were not very many people down there yesterday, at all. And the people that were down there are people I've talked to before that I just kind of said hi to them because I knew they wouldn't want to talk to me. And, but I mean, how many people's hands did I shake? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, good to see you. They said, yeah, you too. You know, I'm kind of a staple at their thing now. And there's definitely ones that are like, I'm not talking to you. Don't talk to me. I'm not talking to you. And I'm just like, okay, well, all right, have a good day. And you know, I'm not always walking away. Like I'll admit that. Sometimes I'll like, come on, man, like let's engage just a little bit, you know. Yeah, no, I agree with that, definitely. But you know, most of them, they're grabbing their signs out of a box that like they're just trying to choose which sign they want because most of them come with no signs. But there are some people that do come with their own signs. And there was a lady that I talked to. Um, I was like, you know, I said I feel like you have a missed opportunity here. You could have made it like a Dr. Seuss rhyme, but you used the word now twice. And she's like, you know, I hurried up to make this at 9 o'clock this morning, and it's like, well, that's pretty good for 9 o'clock, you know. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. But I mean, that one was nice. And you know what? And that's the thing. I try to go down there and just be nice to people and see what they're really talking about. And I mean, that's really what's important to me is trying to bring the community together again. You know, I like our society is too divided, and if there's anything I can do to like help that divide, I think it's almost my duty. You know, I mean, even if I'm not doing much, I mean, I might be doing something. You know, and that's all I want. I just want to do something, even a small thing. And I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about that. But yeah, Greg, the guy I was talking to, for the most part, he's a self-described democratic socialist. I didn't find that out until pretty deep into the conversation, but that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But I mean, he was still nice to me. He still talked to me. I'm a capitalist, definitely. I believe in capitalism. But I mean, we discussed realized gains, unrealized gains, things like that. And I mean, we actually got pretty depth into some economic, you know, in like investment type scenarios, and we talked about that a lot. And at Real Garza had a really good breakdown of that discussion because he's an investment guy. And yeah, I wasn't really, I don't really plan on making this a very long stream, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about you know, talk about yesterday a little bit. I'm going to go through this week and download all of my live streams that I've done at the protest. I am going to categorize them and make some compilations. So that's what my plan is this week, and I'm going to be on. If everything goes right, I'm going to be on the Rob Taylor Report this Friday. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There's only a 20-minute live stream, and that's okay. I just kind of want to come in, check out what's going on. Yes, I definitely cringed as well. But anyway, yeah, I respect all the people down there that were willing to talk to me. You know what? I also respect the people that weren't, because they don't know who I am, and that's fine. They view me as a threat. That's fine. That's not what I am. I love those people, and I hope I'm able to have conversations with them in the future. But anyway, all I want to do is bring our community together. I want if even one of those people down there are like, hey, there's this MAGA guy that comes to our protests and he's actually pretty nice, like if even one person changes their views that all MAGAs are evil or whatever, that's enough for me. I don't, if one person feels like I don't even care if they support MAGA. I really don't. That's not my goal. I'm not there to change their minds. I am there to learn information about like what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. I'm there to share how I feel and why I'm thinking it. It's not about interrogation, antagonizing, or intimidating or anything like that. It's really out of kindness and goodness that I go down there. To be honest with you, I just want our community to heal, because our community is being torn apart. Our values are being destroyed, and I don't know. These people think I hate them, and they hate me, but I love them, whether they know it or not, because we're all in this together. We're all in the same community together. Anyway, I'm going to end this live stream here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. And I hope you all have a great night. And yeah, please check out my live stream from yesterday. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the day old live stream. So check that out. And I will check in with you guys later this week. Watch for clips. I'm going to be making a lot of clips this week of all the different times I've been assaulted, different conversations with different people, like throughout the almost a year that I've been doing this. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. And peace out, Girl Scouts. Yes. God bless you. And yeah, be safe out there. All right. God bless.